Welcome to the Spiritist Companion Podcast. My name is Yuri Castro, and this is our special segment, Parable Fridays, where every 2 Fridays we will examine the parables of Jesus with the lens of Spiritism. And today we'll be talking about one of the most famous ones, perhaps, the parable of the Sower, which we find in Matthew, Luke, and Mark. Let's study. And it goes like this. A farmer went out to sow his seed. As he was scattering the seed, some fell along the path, and the birds came and ate it up. Some fell on rocky places where it did not have much soil. It sprang up quickly because the soil was shallow, but when the sun came up, the plants were scorched and they withered because they had no root. Other seed fell among thorns, which grew up and choked the plants. Still other seed fell on good soil, where it produced a crop 160 or 30 times what was sown. Whoever has ears, let them hear. And in Luke chapter 8, we also learn that the seed is actually the Word of God. Turning our attention now to see what Spiritism has to say about the parable, we can look at the Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 17, where Kardec is going to explain how true Spiritists are recognized by their moral transformation. And this is perhaps an important point where the parable speaks directly to us, because we can see that the seed is the Word of God. Therefore, the seed is the truth, the spiritual teachings, the divine wisdom that all preach the law of love. The soil that we see in the parable is our soul, our heart, our willingness to receive the seed, to grow, to reach the moral transformation point that we are always aspiring to reach. Each type of soil, therefore, represents a state of receptivity to the Word of God, to the spiritual truth. So let's break them down based on the parable. The seed on the roadside, well, these are the people who hear the Word but don't understand or internalize it. The ideas are quickly eaten by birds, that is, forgotten, dismissed, or rejected. Spiritism, therefore, teaches us about the importance of free will and the readiness of the soul to receive these seeds. Some spirits are not yet ready to receive deeper truth, to see the true light. And that's okay, because we know that spiritual awakening comes in its own time. And then we have the seed that fell on rocky ground. Well, these are those who receive the word with enthusiasm, but shallowly. When challenges come or trials come, their resolve simply withers. And we might relate to this at times in our own journeys. Perhaps we read a beautiful teaching, but we fail to put it into consistent practice, or we fail to really internalize and introject what the teaching really is trying to tell us. Allan Kardec, the codifier of Spiritism, reminds us that moral transformation is the true sign of inner change. So not words, not beliefs, but actions rooted in effort and sincerity. The seed among thorns, then. Well, this one is the seed that begins to grow in that soil, but is choked by the cares of the world, the worries of our present times, materialism, ego, fear, selfishness, all those things. And in Spiritism, we learn that attachment to material things and selfishness and pride, they can suffocate the soul in a way. So these are the thorns that can stop or halt or hinder our spiritual progress. Whenever we prioritize external success over inner harmony, we have a lot of emotional struggles that can come from that. So the solution, gradual inner reform, simplicity, self-observation. And then we also have the seed that fell in good soil. So these are the hearts, the soils that receive, understand, and live the message. They are the ones who study, reflect, feel, and most importantly, practice the teachings of love, forgiveness, humility, and compassion. But even the good soil doesn't mean perfection, my dear friends, and this is important for us to highlight. It means that the soul is receptive, the heart is receptive, humble, and open to change, open for letting those seeds take roots and grow and produce fruits. We can even go further, and seeing things through the Spiritist lens, we can see how reincarnation helps us understand this parable as well. Because a soul that once rejected the truth may one day come to accept it. Each incarnation or reincarnation is a new planting season. And even in this life, we have many chances to till the soil, to remove the stones and the thorns, and open our hearts for the words of God, for the seeds that will generate so many fruits throughout our lives and that will echo throughout eternity. Because let's remember, my dear friends, the divine sower, that is Christ, never gives up on us. So how can we apply this parable in daily life? Well, here are 4 reflections for us. Number 1, what kind of soil am I today? Am I the rocky soil in some areas? Am I the thorny soil in other areas perhaps? And am I open in some? Am I the soil that is open to receiving the seeds? Self-honesty is a very good start, and we must have the courage to look at ourselves and see the state that our hearts are to receive the seeds. Number 2, am I watering the seeds that I receive? Do I study regularly? Do I reflect? Or do I let teachings pass through me without integration of what they truly mean? How am I taking care of the Word of God that is reaching my ears and my heart? Number 3, am I removing my inner thorns and rocks? What fears, attachments, or resentments are choking my growth? Because if we remember, the thorn was something alive that came and choked out the seed. So something that can grow, can modify. And these fears, these resentments that are rooted in pride and selfishness can often choke my own spiritual growth. So what are they? How much are they influencing me? Number 4, am I helping others grow? A true sower also shares seeds through kindness, example, and compassion. So it's through what we're doing that we'll be helping sow the seeds of light in other people's hearts as well. My dear friends, Jesus, the divine sower, continues to sow seeds of light in your heart every single day. No matter where you are in your journey, you can choose today to take care of that soil and become a good soil for those seeds. We recognize the true Spiritists by their efforts to improve and to conquer their bad tendencies. The seed has already been sown. The rest is up to us. Thank you for joining me in this special edition of our podcast, Parable Fridays. If this message touched your heart, feel free to share it with someone so we can spread the seeds of light together. Until we meet again in 2 weeks in another Friday, until then, stay open, stay grounded, and keep growing. With fraternal love, your Spiritist companion.